What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel to another WNBA video. We have ourselves a two-game slate to dive into for Thursday, June 26th. So we're going to break down and analyze each of those games. We're going to talk about which way that I'm leaning as far as the points and the spread. We're also going to go over any player props that I found in those games that I like. And when it's all said and done, make sure you check down there into the pinned comment. You'll find a link down there that's going to send you over to the Guy Boston Sports website. It's where all of my final plays for these games are going to live for free. Before we dive into these games, let's go ahead and jump back to Tuesday so we can recap our plays from that day, what we took, how that ended up going down. And man, it was another rough day here in the W, man. 1-4 on the day. Took Sonia Citron over 12.5 points. She had 7 at the half, and then she does not cash for us. Took the Lynx and the Dream both on the money line, parlayed those together, thinking they were a sure hit, right? Minus 141 odds. Both of them lose outright. Took the Fever plus 10.5. Combine that with an alternate total over 158.5. Fever win that one outright, and they crush the over. So we do cash on that one. Took Bree Jones over 12.5 points. She landed at 12. We lose that one on the hook. Took Ezzy Magbagor over 6.5 rebounds. She either landed at 5 or 6. That one might have landed on the hook as well, but we don't cash on either of those. Man, like I said, been a rough week or so here in the WNBA. Probably the toughest stretch that I've had so far in my time betting in the WNBA. So hopefully we are, we reach that valley some point so that we can climb back up the hill, man, and get back on top of things here. So let's go ahead and try to do that here today, man. Let's go ahead and try to get right back on track with these two games here, guys. If you could smash that like button down there for me and hit subscribe if you have not already. Now let's go ahead and dive into the first game. 7 p.m. tip-off time, going to be the Los Angeles Sparks taking on the Indiana Fever. We had the Fever laying 10.5 in this one. Total was at 170.5. It is now at 172.5. Indiana's going to come into this one after a big and much-needed win over the Storm in Seattle, 94-86. The Fever are back home for this one after 3 straight away games, but they're going to be right back out on the road for 2 more after this one. They're now 7-7, both straight up and to the number. Sparks sit at 4-11 straight up, 5-10 against the spread, and they are on a 4-game losing streak coming into this one. They are coming in off of a loss to the Chicago Sky. Man, LA led that one by 12 after 1, but then they were outscored 80-57 the rest of the way to a Chicago team that was playing in their 3rd game in 4 days. So not a good look for LA, man. I've been saying all year how disappointing the Sparks team has been to open up the year. These disappointments just keep coming, right? They just continue on, man. And on paper, you see the talent. You got a starting front court of Hamby, Stevens, Jackson. You got Plum and Sims in the backcourt. Like, they've got talent over there. Like I said, you see it on paper. I don't know what the deal is, man. They have dealt with injuries this season. And at full strength, this team has the potential to make a late push for the playoffs, much like Atlanta did a year ago after starting off the season so poorly. But I don't know, man. There's just something off with this team that I haven't been able to just pin my finger on yet. But they got to get there. You know what I mean? They got to get healthy first, and that's been the issue so far. They do come into this one still without Cam Brink. Tore the ACL last season. There was a stretch, a couple weeks ago where every game she was listed as a game time decision, and she's just back to being listed as out. So I don't know if there's been a hiccup in the recovery or what is going on there. But definitely would have thought that she would have been back or close to coming back by this point in the season. They're still down Ray Burrell. Probably will be into at least early July. Then Julie Alleman away for EuroLeague. And while Rakia Jackson is back after missing some time for personal reasons, Odyssey Sims has now missed the last 4 games for personal reasons as well. For the Fever, their injury report looks pretty clean, but I'll be the one to call it like I see it here, man. Clark is not 100% or even close to it. She looks stiff out there. She does not look like herself yet. And I think that is contributing into the major slump that we've seen her fall into, just shooting and just overall from the court or on the court. It just looks like she is not the same Caitlin Clark that we have seen in the past. So that's something to keep an eye on moving forward, man. The big roster news for Indiana, though, is DeWanna Bonner not only missing a 5th straight game, but we now know that she's frustrated with her role on the team, coming off the bench after starting for the first 3 games. It's been reported that she has expressed no interest in returning to the team, so we'll have to see what transpires here in that respect, if they waiver, if they trade her, what ends up going on in that regard, but obviously a disappointing situation for a team with title aspirations. She was a big veteran free agent signing in the offseason. And it could be a key voice right now as this team kind of struggles, right? But yeah, definitely not the look. But if we look at them in their last 5 games, the Fever are scoring the second most points per game compared to the fourth fewest in the W for the Sparks. Indiana has shot at the highest percentage from the field and the third highest from deep over that time span as well. LA sits at seventh for field goal percentage and just ninth for 3-point shooting percentage. The Fever have led the league this year in points scored from the paint. The Sparks give up the fifth most such points and the most in the W over the last 5 games. So I like the Fever in this one, man. I think that they start stacking up a few wins here, get some momentum back on their side heading into the Commissioner Cup final. They've won 3 in a row at home. LA has lost 3 straight on the road. So give me the Fever laying the points in this one. And looking at that total, it is a high number. We see it getting higher. We've only seen the Sparks get up and over that number once in their last 3 games, and at only a 40% hit rate on the year. Although on the road this season, they have hit over the number at a 75% rate. The Fever at home have only gone up and over this number at a 43% rate this year, only 29% overall this season. LA has hit the over, though, in 9 of 15 games this year. The Fever only 6 of their 14 games. So I like Indiana to have a day here at home, man, but I'd be hesitant to look at it over with the number this high with these Fever playing these Sparks, man. Let's not forget that Indiana does bring in the fifth rated defense to this game here. And while I expect them to push the tempo, get well into the 80s, maybe into the 90s in this one, I can't see the Sparks doing enough on their end against this Fever defense, so I'm going to lean under for this game here. The player prop I like in this one is going to be Aaliyah Boston. Her points over 14.5. And I was able to get that on Novig earlier at minus 106. Best price we're seeing now is minus 120 at FanDuel. So starting to get some juice to this one. So if you like this one as well, make sure you hop on it right away. We see that she's hit at a 50% rate on the year to this mark, but she is starting to heat up in her last 3 games specifically. You can see that number climbing with each game, right? The return of Caitlin Clark out there does numbers for Aaliyah Boston. She thrives in the pick and roll, and a lot of teams really struggle defending against it. We can see that she is shooting 60% in her last 5 games. Just look at the last 3 specifically: 64%, 63, and then 72% that last time out against Seattle, shooting 13 of 18 from the field. Like I said, just really heating up and at the right time here for the Fever. You look over here as well, look at the Sparks, their points allowed sitting at 11th. Against that forward position, it gets a little bit better, but they are still sitting at just 8th. You look at Aaliyah Boston head to head against the Sparks. Yeah, she is hitting at a 100% rate in the last 3 games. Now, these were all last season, but still hitting at a 100% rate up against that LA Sparks front court. You can scroll on down here too and look at some previous players this season. Looking at that center position specifically going up against the Sparks, and we can see that 3 of the 4 have gone up and over their points prop total for that game. A 35-point explosion from Asia Wilson and 27 points here from Camila Cardoso as well. So players have had some success here in the front or against the LA Sparks front court. I like Aaliyah Boston to do the same here in this one. So Aaliyah Boston over 14.5. Get that right now. Minus 120 is your best price. And then our second game of the night going to be the Washington Mystics taking on the Las Vegas Aces. We got a 10 p.m. tip-off time for this one. The Aces opened up 9.5-point favorites, been bought down to 8.5. Total opened up at 163.5. We see some movement there as well. It's down to 162.5. This is going to be the Aces' third game in 5 days. It's the second of a back-to-back. They do play the Sun. At the time of recording, I'm recording this the night before, right? I'm recording this Wednesday night for Thursday night's games. The Aces have not tipped off yet against the Sun, so I don't have the results of that game. So they are currently sitting at 6-7 straight up. They are 4-9 against the spread. Now, obviously, that's going to shift by either one win or loss, depending on what happens here tonight against the Sun. So just wanted to make sure that is clear for this video here. If you are watching this on Thursday, it was recorded the night before, Wednesday night, and the Aces have not tipped off yet. So just keep that in mind. But nonetheless, man, third game in 5 days, second game second game on a back-to-back. So also keep that in mind with this one. Washington will be on the first game of a 3-game road trip. They have won 3 of their last 4 with that one loss coming by just 1 point to a good Atlanta Dream team in Atlanta. The Mystics are now 7-8 straight up, but they do sit at 9-6 to the number, and they have covered in 5 of their last 8. In their last 4, the Mystics are sitting at 5th for defensive rating, 6th for overall net rating, compared to the Aces, who sit at 7th for defensive rating in that same span and just 9th for overall net rating. The Mystics, who have struggled this year to find consistency on the offensive end, they are now shooting at the highest percentage across the W from the 3-point line over their last 4 games. And that's because simply they just aren't forcing looks, man. They're actually attempting the fewest shots from outside in that time. They've just been very efficient with their shot selection. They've been able to force the fourth most turnovers per game in their last 4. They have converted those for the most points per game off of turnovers. They are also scoring the third most points off of fast breaks and the fourth most points from the paint. Vegas, in that same time span, has given up the fifth most points off of turnovers and off the break, while allowing the second most points from the paint. Now, Brittany Sykes did miss the Mystics last game, and she is on the injury report here as well, listed as a game time decision. But they were able to get the win still without her over the feedless links their last time out. I like the Mystics put the points here, man. I got them early at 9.5. Put that up on the website under last night's picks as well in a separate little section, right? I have been doing that recently, and I'll keep posting any plays that I put in early like that on the previous night's videos. I'll keep doing it just like that moving forward for anyone trying to catch these plays early and looking to get the best of the number like I do. But Vegas did, they needed a late rally to beat this Mystics team, man, their first meeting earlier this season. And I like the ball that this Washington team is playing. They've been inconsistent, sure, but the energy is always there. That can't be questioned. And this young team is just loaded with talent. And they aren't scared at all, man. I love it. Kiki is going to go right at Asia. You know what I mean? Sony is going to attack Gray or Young or whoever Vegas tries to throw at her. These rookies are all in, man, and I'm all for it. I'm here for it, man. Give me the Mystics with the points in this one. For the total, it's one of those something has to give games. You know what I mean? The Aces at home, they've hit over this number at a 71% rate. The Mystics on the road, under this number, also at a 71% rate. Washington has seen the under hit in 3 of their last 5 and 9 of the 15 games that they played this season. And while the Aces have hit to the over in 7 of their 13, 3 of their last 4 has actually hit to the under. Now, these two are both middle of the pack in terms of pace in their last 3 games, sitting at 7th and 8th. And we saw the under hit in their first head-to-head meeting with the total landing about 18 points shy of where that line closed at. I think we see an over this time around, though, man. Both these offenses are finding their groove. The Aces are trying to garner some momentum and are going to play hard as hell in this one to get the win. But so are these Mystics, man, and I think that we see more points than defense in this one personally, so I'm going to lean over for this game. And that is going to wrap it up, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. I hope you found the content helpful and useful. And if you did, please do not forget to smash that like button on your way out and hit subscribe if you have not already. That's going to do it, man. Hope you guys all have a great night. Hope you guys all cash out. And I'll see you back tomorrow for the next one.